My name is Sarah Schuster, and the following material was written by me alone and represents my own personal opinion about this topic. As an assignment for my information technology class, I have to make a review of a social networking site, and automatically I'm trying to think of the most obscure, dorkiest social networking site I can join. And I start thinking about this episode I saw on MTV's True Life called I Live Another Life on the Web.
No one knows I exist, except for people in Second Life.
So far, all I know is that Second Life is this virtual world where you get to be whoever you want to be and talk to strangers, and I am pumped. So it's the first day of my Second Life, and I have this hop-on avatar. I'm wearing a red jumpsuit, and I am just so ready to go out and make some friends. But when I actually download it and log on, this is what my world looks like. I'm a floating head of hair, and I have no idea why. So, in desperation, I click on the little chat box, which is in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen, and call for help. So at this point, I'm really confused. But after some more talking, I figure out the first rule of Second Life. When you first log on, you get to choose where you want to go. The bar shows a bunch of options and they're sorted into categories. So there's a place for newcomers, a place for music, a place for eating, a place for everything you possibly think of. When you click on a category, it'll show you all the different places in that category and how many people are in that place. When you enter a place, you're surrounded by these people, and that's when you all engage in a group chat. When you type in your little box to the left, you're talking to everyone, and everyone's talking at once. If you turn the volume up, you can even hear some people who are speaking out loud into a microphone. It's crazy, and I'm a little overwhelmed. So I decided to go to a place called Caledon, which is a beginner place with only 4 people in it. So I get to this place, and the graphics are still really bad, and I'm still a floating head, but I see these red arrows, and I decide to follow them. And eventually, it leads me to my first friend on Second Life. His name is T-Bomb, and we engage in conversation.
When you left here this morning, you were a broken bird.
So then, in my right-hand corner, a little teleporting request comes up, and I am just so excited because that means people can teleport you to other places. If I had pressed accept, it would have brought me to another place with this guy. But I looked at the clock, and it was time for me to go to class. So, instead of really saying anything to T-Bomb, I kind of just left. So at this point, I'm a little stressed out because I haven't had time to play Second Life in like 2 days. It's not like Facebook when you can go on from 5 to 10 minutes and kind of just see what's going on, or like Twitter where you can go on for less than a minute and kind of get a good idea of what's going on. It's a time commitment. When you log on to Second Life, you're on. And in reflecting on this, I figured out the second rule of Second Life. So finally, I set aside an hour of my time to go on. I gotta make new friends. I gotta figure out why I'm ahead. I have to figure out if this is even a social networking site. So I sit down and see what I can find. So just by talking to different people, the first thing I figure out is this. In order for me to get the full Second Life experience I was dreaming of, I needed to either have an Ethernet cable or DSL dial-up or something like that. No Wi-Fi. So basically, I was screwed. So the last thing I had to do was figure out, is Second Life a social network? And I decided that it is. Yeah, people are probably indulging in a false reality. And yeah, some guy invited me to his house. to watch him train his slaves. But whatever. Second Life is the essence of the very word social. Everyone's super friendly. Everyone's open to meeting new people. They have events. You can have a job. Some guy told me he was a billionaire house builder, which is awesome for him.
I don't regret my time on Second Life. I just think I preferred my first one.
Your senses widen, your smile is hiding.